Welcome everyone to the last instruction group of 8085, the stack IO and machine control group. So first is stack. We know that stack is in this memory, it works on last in first out principle, right? The two major operations that can be performed on stack is push and pop. When we want to insert some data in memory, we write push, and when we want to get out some data, then we will write pop. This is for inserting, this is for deleting. Now, how in microprocessor it works? Push B, this is the syntax. Now B is some register, so push reg. Here you have to remember two things. First, push and pop operates on register addressing mode only, and push and pop operates on 16-bit data only. So when we write this instruction, this means that push BC means the data of BC, the 16-bit data. We have to push that 16-bit data in the memory. So how this works? Suppose we have 89 and 51 values in B and C, and this is our memory. Just a minute. So we know that SP is the address of the top of the stack. Whenever we want to perform some operation on memory, on stack, we just need to know the top address of the top of the stack. Just this SP will help us to perform these two operations, right? So how this works? Now we know that MUP works on this principle: lower bit lower address, higher bit higher address. So we have to get the data 89 in 0004 and 51 in 0003. Clear? So this is my memory. There is think that there is some data. So now SP is this. So what we have to do? First, we need to decrement the address and make it SP minus 1. So SP minus 1 will be my new SP. So first is SP minus 1, assign this value to SP. So I'm really sorry. Now this will not be the SP anymore. SP minus 1 will become SP. Clear? Get the value of B in SP. This is the address. So 89 will come to 0004. Now again decrement this and get into this address. So see, I have written this SP minus 2 according to this SP, but if we see this, now this is SP, this is SP minus 1, this is SP minus 2 relative to this current address. So what I have to do again? Make SP minus 1 your SP. So this will also get removed, and now this will become SP. And insert the value of C in SP. Get the value 51 into this, and this will become your new SP. This will become SP minus 1. This is how we insert the values of B and C in stack. Okay, just have a quick review. Suppose DE 9563. This is 0002, 0003, 0004, 0005. Suppose this was my SP. First, go to this address, get the data from D. 95. Again decrement and go to this address, get the data from E. Is it clear? This is how push operation gets operated. Next is pop. We will learn pop with the help of the previous example. As we can see that now we have 51 here and 89 here. So 51 is at the top of the stack, so this is SP now and this is SP plus 1. We want to get this data 51 and 89 into B and C. First 0003, this is lower address. So first get the value of SP in C. Get the value of SP in C. So this will become, this comes here. Now SP plus 1 will become the new SP. SP plus 1 will become the new SP. And the value from this SP will come to register B, 89. Okay, and then this data and all that. This is how pop operation works. So just have a quick review. First we have the data 116396 99, all that. So this is SP, SP plus 1, SP plus 2, SP plus 3. First we will get pop, so 11 will be out. Then make SP, SP plus 1, again perform pop, 63 will get out. Then make it SP plus 2, 69 will get out. Again increments, 99 will be out. Okay, so this is how push and pop operates. Now many of you have this question that we know push and pop can be only operated on 16-bit values. We know that accumulator, it's a 8-bit register. So if in any case we have to get the data from A, we want to push and pop on A, how this can be performed? Then A needs to make a pair with some other register, some other 8-bit register. So this is a special case when A pair with flag register, A and F. In this particular scenario, we have some two special operations, which is push PSW, pop PSW. Now push and pop operates the same way I've just explained, but you have to notice something. The new term is here is PSW, program status word. PSW is only for push and pop operation. Okay, and this can be only operated on A and F. Am I clear? So whenever just we want to push the data from A and F, first we have to make SP to SP minus 1, get the value of F into this, then make SP minus 1 to SP minus 2, get the value of A. So what we have to notice in these two instructions, that A can pair up with F. Second, we have to use this word PSW to operate on this scenario. This performs exactly the same way in push and pop. Whenever you operate this, this works in the same principle. So again, if you want to pop, then first now this become SP, this will become SP plus 1. So first this is SP, pop, this will get out and go to F, sorry, go to A, because this is the higher address, right? Higher address, higher bit. Then make SP plus 1 to SP and again perform pop, this will come to A, this will come to F34. Okay, so this was stack. The second is IO. We know that this is the diagram, MUP, memory, and IO. We know that the operations that get performed is MUP to memory, MUP to IO. There are 74 instructions in MUP, and only 2 of them where MUP and the IO devices needs to get programmed. The 2 instructions are in and out. So how this performs, how this works? In memory, we know that there are 16-bit addresses. So it's 000H to FFFFH. So there are total 65,356. I don't really recall the exact number. Sorry for that. So we know that there are 65,356, that many addresses. So we can store data, get data from these memory. Okay, and we can perform certain operations on that. But how IO works? Now we know that suppose this is your MUP. How the external devices are connected? Suppose when we want to give some data to MUP, the input devices, suppose mouse, keyboard, when data gets out via output devices like monitor, printer, and all that. So in MUP there are memory addresses, and in IO the IO addresses are called as ports. I'm sure that you have noticed the ports on computers. There are HTML ports, there are charging USB ports and all that. These are used for your in and out instruction. How? First, see that the IO locations are of 8-bit size. This starts from 0000H to FFH. There are 256 addresses. Though we don't have these many ports, or we don't need to connect 256 IO devices to the MUP. We have a handful of them. How this works? Suppose this is your MUP. These are your IO devices. So we can see that this is a 8-bit address. So how these address works? 40H, 80H, 10H, 20H. This is how there are addresses and our devices are connected to them. Okay. Now this is output probably. So this I have taken this output: monitor, printer, keyboard, mouse, and all. The 2 instructions are in and out. In IO address, out IO address. In 40H. This means get the data from 40H location. Now, I have just forgotten to say something, that in and out only operates on accumulator. Okay, so whenever data we will receive, it will get stored in accumulator. Whenever data we want to get out from that, this will come from A register only. So in 40H, so from 40H location, get the data in accumulator. Out 30H means whatever data is in accumulator, get that data out. Suppose this is 30, get the data to this port. Okay, let's say an example. Suppose this is in, so this is my keyboard. First I send this data in 40H. So now 40 data of 40 which gets stored in A. Suppose in 40H I have sent 05, this number. So now A have 05. get the data in the register, move A, B, A. So now B will become 0, 5. We temporarily store the data at B. Then again in 40H. Now I have sent the data, suppose 0, 1H. So now A will become 0, 1H. Now add B. This means the 0, 1 and the 0, 5. This two data will get added and get stored at A. So now A will become 0, 6. And when we perform out 30H, means the data 0, 6H will get out through this port. Okay, so let's have a quick summary. There are two instructions, in and out. Using in instruction, we can insert some data through the port of this the data in this address, and using out we can get that data out through this port. This is how IO instructions works. The last instruction group is machine control. So in machine control we have these certain instructions which I will later discuss in interrupts video, but for now just remember that there are SIM, RIM, EI, DI, NOP and HLT, these instructions. So what are its tasks? SIM and RIM, these two are important in interrupts. Set interrupt mask, read interrupt mask. EI is enable interrupts, like whatever interrupts is going on, if we just when we instruct with EI, this means all the interrupts will get enabled. When we write DI, means all the interrupts will get disabled. Then NOP, the other instruction is NOP, it's for no operation. This means that in this operation, with this instruction, it helps us to create delay in MUP. So for example, suppose we had some data D in 0, 5. We decremented D plus 1, so this will become 0, 6. Again D minus 1, so this will become 0, 5. So why do we need to perform these two instructions when we get the same result? This is just we use this for just delay. At the end of the day, you don't change any values, but we just use it for delay. But if we use these instructions, then this affects the flag registers also. Even if we want to create delay, the other registers can get affected, right? But using NOP, nothing will get affected. Only this is this instruction says no operation, like whatever program is going on, stop there, stop for a particular time. This is for delay, then again get executed after some time. How? Like fetch and decode, these two instructions get, when the microprocessor decode the NOP, it says, oh, this is for no operation, now I have to get on, now I have to just stay. But these two instructions already get performed, so then this is used for creating delay. Then halt. I think if you have known some of the programming of 8085, you have seen this quite a few times, that this is used for halt. This is used for stopping the program. Like whatever operation is going on, HLT stop. Now what is the difference between NOP and HLT? When we create NOP, the program stops as the way it was. When we write HLT, this means now MUP will get reset. MUP will get reset. Means whatever program you have done, whatever data you have stored in your accumulator, register and all that, this all will get reset. This all will get into 0000. Address, data, everything will get this 0000. So whatever operations have you done or whatever program you have written, this doesn't have any value anymore, because HLT means stop and restart the MUP. This is it. Okay. So what have we known today? In stack there is push, pop, push PSW, pop PSW. In IO this is in and out, and in machine control SIM, RIM, EI, DI, NOP and HLT. This one is for today's video. Hope you like it. if you like subscribe and share with your friends if you think this is useful. And if you had any queries, please ask me in the comment section. Thank you. I'm really sorry, but I have made a silly mistake which you should avoid. That when I have written the push PSW and pop PSW, I have just messed up here a little bit. What I have done wrong is, this is 0004, 0003, 0002. This is my higher bit, this is my lower bit. So whenever we perform push, first this will come here, so this should be 12 and then 34. What I have done wrong is I have written first, I have written A and then first I have written F and then I have written A. So please don't make this mistake. I'm really sorry for this, and I have to put this on the end of this video, maybe when you have already finished your lecture. So but please make sure that you don't get it wrong. Always remember, lower bit lower address, higher bit higher address. So this is not like this. This is first we have to get 12 and then 34. Okay, I'm really sorry, hope you forgive me.